I think it's a false allegation.
He may be my greatest rivalry, but I think he's innocent.
Is it because I'm too good?
Breaking news that's shattering the tennis world right now: Carlos Alcaraz, the unstoppable Spanish phenom, just hit with a devastating 2-year ban. Doping allegations exploding across headlines. Imagine this: a 23-year-old kid, barely out of his teens in rugby league terms, steps onto the hallowed turf of Wembley Stadium, heart pounding like a war drum, and in the first Ashes clash in over 2 decades, he doesn't just play, he explodes. 2 blistering tries, 2 game-saving tackles that snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and a man-of-the-match medal draped around his neck like a crown of thorns for England. Reece Walsh, the electric fullback from the Brisbane Broncos, turns a scrappy slugfest into his personal symphony of speed and swagger, leaving 80,000 fans gasping as Australia surges to a 26-6 demolition. But here's the gut punch that freezes your blood in the post-match glow. With champagne corks popping and teammates hoisting him high, Walsh leans into the mic and drops a bomb. "We were scrappy," he says. "Room for improvement? With this squad of gods?" That's not relief, it's a death knell. What horrors does he foresee for the Palms and the tests to come? Stick around, because this debut wasn't a fairy tale, it was the opening act of a nightmare. The roar of the Wembley crowd still echoes in Reece Walsh's ears as he jogs out for warm UPS, the green and gold jersey clinging to his frame like a second skin, heavy with the weight of a nation's expectations. It's October 25, 2025, and the Rugby League Ashes have roared back after 22 long years, pitting the Kangaroos against a hungry England side desperate to shatter Australia's iron grip. Walsh, fresh off clinching the NRL Grand Final with a Clive Churchill medal performance that broke hearts in Melbourne, feels the butterflies morph into hornets. He's no stranger to big stages, but this is international immortality or instant infamy. The whistle blows, and chaos erupts. Isaio, the Aussie skipper, crumples early with a head knock, thrusting the rookies into the fire. England smells blood, their pack rumbling like thunder, Tom Johnstone's kicks slicing the air like daggers. Walsh dances through the maelstrom, his feet a blur, eyes locked on gaps only he can see. 22 minutes in, surprise strikes like lightning, a sweeping move from Cameron Munster to Nathan Cleary, an offload from Mark Nawaqanitaways that teeters on the edge of genius or madness, and Walsh launches. He soars, swan diving over the line in an arc of pure audacity, the ball grounded amid an eruption of cheers that shakes the stadium's foundations. Australia leads, but its fragile England claws back with penalties, the score teetering on a knife's edge at halftime. Walsh glances at the bench, Cleary's steely gaze meeting his. This is just the spark. What's brewing in the sheds that could turn this flicker into an inferno? The second half beckons, and with it, a twist that no one saw coming. Halftime haze lifts like a fog of war, and suddenly, the Kangaroos unleash hell. Angus Crichton barrels through the line like a freight train derailed, scoring untouched to ignite the comeback, but it's Walsh who steals the spotlight again. 45 minutes gone, and there he is intercepting a loose pass, accelerating past flailing defenders, his legs pistons firing at Mach speed. The try is poetry in motion, a 70-meter dash that leaves England's Harry Smith grasping at shadows, the conversion splitting the posts with surgical precision. The crowd, a sea of red and white hope, falls silent as Australia pulls ahead 16-6. But wait, moment of shock, Jake Wardle breaks free for the hosts, the ball arcing toward a certain score, only for Walsh to materialize from nowhere, a phantom tackler shooting out an arm to bat the pass into oblivion. 2 tries saved now, his defensive reads sharper than a switchblade. Teammates mob him, Munster slapping his back with a grin that screams trouble ahead. We were scrappy, Walsh thinks, even as the points pile up. Crichton doubles down with another 4-pointer, the pack grinding England into dust, but Walsh isn't done. 71 minutes, a sharp break from dummy half, he ghosts through the line, dotting down under the posts for his second. The whistle shrieks 26-6, a rout etched in history before a record Ashes throng. Man of the match? No contest. Yet as the confetti rains, a cliffhanger chills the air. Walsh, sweat-streaked and beaming, whispers to reporters about untapped depths in this team. Perfection? Not yet. What monster awakens in Everton Stadium next weekend? Welcome to Aussie Sports Central, where we chase the pulse of down under dominance. Hit that subscribe for more raw rugby league fire, because you won't want to miss what's next. In the locker room glow, Reece Walsh peels off his jersey, the adrenaline crash hitting like a wave, but his mind races ahead to the horizon. Surreal, he calls it 2 massive medals in 3 weeks, from NRL glory to Ashes assassin, yet humility anchors him like an old oak. Teammates circle, Cleary dubs him a freak, Munster laughs about the heartbreak he inflicted in the grand final, coach Kevin Walters quips he was just okay, masking the awe in his eyes. England, battered and bruised, limps away plotting revenge, their coach Sean Wayne fuming over missed chances, but Walsh sees the bigger picture. This win? A baseline, not a peak. With world-class warriors like Munster's Guile, Cleary's Boot, and Crichton's Thunder sinking for the first time, the scrappiness was a mere rehearsal. Surprise revelation, Walsh admits he's chasing perfection, honing edges that could slice opponents finer than ever. Everton Stadium awaits, the second test a powder keg, and his warning hangs like storm clouds. Australia's just warming up. For the Lions, it's do or die. For the Kangaroos, it's evolution. Will Walsh's speed evolve into something unstoppable, turning the series into a procession? Or does England harbor a secret weapon to douse this fire? The ashes burn brighter, and one thing's crystal: ignore this kid at your peril. His debut wasn't a fluke, it was a promise of pandemonium. Buckle up with Aussie Sports Central for the ride. Smash subscribe, drop a like if Walsh's got you hooked, and comment your bold prediction for Test 2. Who's stopping this freight train? We'll see you on the flip side, where the real carnage begins. Breaking news that's shattering the tennis world right now: Carlos Alcaraz, the unstoppable Spanish phenom, just hit with a devastating 2-year ban. Doping allegations exploding across headlines, his career hanging by a thread. Is this the end for the kid who conquered Wimbledon and the French Open? Stick around as we unravel the chaos that's got every fan on edge. If you're as stunned as we are, smash the like button and subscribe to all sports updates for the raw truth on every sports bombshell. Don't miss a beat. The storm hit like a thunderclap on a crisp January morning in 2025, just as Alcaraz was riding high from his latest Grand Slam triumph, his racket still warm from the Australian Open glory. Whispers turned to roars overnight, the International Tennis Integrity Agency dropping a bombshell investigation, claiming traces of a banned substance in his system from tests during the off-season training camp in Madrid. 2 years sidelined? That's not just a suspension, it's a career assassin, stripping away titles, endorsements, and that electric aura that made him the face of tennis's future. Fans flooded social media, timelines ablaze with disbelief. How could the 21-year-old prodigy, the one who outdueled Djokovic in epic 5-set marathons, fall to this? Rivals like Jannik Sinner, fresh off his own clear doping scare earlier that year, stayed silent at first, but the tennis circuit buzzed with hushed accusations and frantic speculation. Was it a tainted supplement from his nutritionist? A sabotage plot by jealous insiders? Or something darker, a momentary lapse in the pressure cooker of elite competition? Alcaraz's camp went dark, no statements, no sightings, just eerie quiet that fueled the fire. Sponsors pulled back tentatively, Nike logos vanishing from his feeds, while pundits on ESPN and BBC dissected every angle, painting him as either a tragic victim or a fallen idol. The air thickened with betrayal. His coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, allegedly locked in emergency meetings with lawyers, faces drawn in photos leaked from the federation's backrooms. Every scroll through X brought fresh gut punches, memes mocking his drop shots now twisted into exile jokes, old highlight reels captioned with question marks. The world #1 throne, so recently his, now a poison chalice, with points evaporating faster than sweat on a clay court scorcher. Interviews with former champs like Federer echoed the shock. This kid redefined the game, losing him would gut the sport. But as days blurred into weeks, the rumors metastasized, linking him to underground clinics in Eastern Europe, whispers of a cover-up involving team doctors who'd vanished from the payroll. Teammates distanced themselves, training sessions cancelled, his Instagram frozen at 15 million followers, each like a fading echo. The tension coiled tighter, courtside empty where crowds once chanted Carlitos, now replaced by echoing what-ifs. What about the US Open draw? He'd dominate. The Olympic dreams for Paris? Shattered in ink on a sanction sheet. Families watched in horror, his parents in Murcia, shielding younger siblings from the tabloid frenzy, while Alcaraz himself, holed up in a coastal villa, reportedly smashed a mirror in rage, shards symbolizing his fractured legacy. The ATP Tour felt the ripple, tournaments scrambling for replacements, undercard players suddenly thrust into spotlights they weren't ready for. Global headlines screamed in bold: Alcaraz's empire crumbles, Ben Seal's doom, and late-night shows roasted him with skits, amplifying the humiliation. Yet beneath the frenzy, a sliver of doubt lingered, his unblemished record, the boyish grin that charmed crowds. Could it all be a cruel mirage? The weight dragged, every press conference a non-event, every leaked document a red herring. Investors in his brand panicked, stock dips in sports apparel mirroring his plummeting morale. And as February thawed into March, the isolation deepened, friends turning to acquaintances, the once vibrant locker room now a ghost town for the absent king. This wasn't just news, it was a narrative unraveling in real time, pulling millions into its vortex, hearts pounding with the dread of what comes next for a sport starved of its supernova. The plot thickened through spring, as anonymous sources dripped poison into the media veins. Alleged whistleblowers from rival camps spilling tales of systematic evasion, photos of suspicious vials in gym bags that looked too conveniently staged. Alcaraz's silence? Interpreted as guilt, his team stonewalling as complicity. Tournaments like Indian Wells and Miami unfolded without him, the brackets lopsided, crowds murmuring his name and half-hearted cheers for fill-ins. Sinner, now undisputed top dog post his own ban lift, dominated with a vengeance, his victories tasting bittersweet amid the shadow of scandal. It's tough seeing a brother fall, he let slip in a post-match huddle, but the damage was done. Alcaraz's name synonymous with suspicion. Paparazzi swarmed his family's home, drones buzzing like vultures over the rooftops, capturing glimpses of a gaunt figure pacing balconies, phone in hand, dialing power brokers who ghosted his calls. Legal eagles circled, filing appeals that hit brick walls, the World Anti-Doping Agency's ironclad protocols unyielding as a baseline rally. Flashbacks flooded broadcasts, that magical 2022 US Open run at 19, the tears of joy, now reframed through tainted lenses. Was it always too good to be true? Columnists pondered, sales spiking on tell-all previews from disgruntled ex-staffers. The emotional toll mounted. Sleepless nights for fans who'd tattooed his forehand on arms, petitions circulating with millions of signatures demanding transparency, clashing with purists insisting justice blind. Boardrooms buzzed with contingency plans, Rolex pausing ads, energy drink deals evaporating like morning dew. Alcaraz's inner circle fractured, his physio quitting amid rumors of blame shifting, Ferrero's pressers evasive, eyes darting like cornered prey. International federations weighed in, Spain's tennis union lobbying furiously, but bureaucracy ground slow, each hearing a public pillory. Social media algorithms feasted, pushing conspiracy threads, ties to betting syndicates, revenge from Djokovic loyalists irked by the young gun's rise. Every ping of a notification spiked pulses, false alarms of verdicts keeping the insomnia epidemic alive. Young players idolizing him now whispered doubts in academies, coaches using the saga as cautionary fables. The band's shadow loomed over majors, Roland Garros